Spirituality. My name is Remensife West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I am going to be talking about water barrier. Why people that died in the river or in the sea, most times they are usually buried beside the water body. They are usually buried at the bank of the river. This is a question that was thrown to me by a subscriber, and I decided to answer it on this video for the sake of the general public. And besides, it's something that I've not seen a lot of people answer this question before. Why do people that died in river, most times they must bury them beside the river? Why does this happen in Africa and in most parts of the world? So I want us to talk about it today. But before then, let's do our customary libation. Okay, today I'll be using this brandy. It's a gift from the gods. So let's call some names. So bring out whatever you have for drinking. If you have your wine, your vodka, your cognac, your bourbon, moonshine, ogogoro, saple water, brukutu, akpeteshi, pami, jedi, anything where you take the chill out, okay, where you take the cash, where you take the get and clear. Bring a comment. Let's call some names today. Let's unite our spirit, body, and soul. Let's synchronize. And if for nothing else, let's just go with the flow. Okay? So today I'll be using this one. Oh, this is a very strong alcohol. Okay, this 501. Strong alcohol. It's not recommended for most people. But let's give it to the ancestors. Now we can reach our hand. I be this one to do. Today now overflowing day. We don't even start to the overflow. So let's talk. If nothing else, we just chill out. Okay. So bring out your whiskey wherever you are. If you have water, lemonade, soft drink, 5 Alive, everything, bring them out. Anything that suits your gansha. That's what they call them. So I'll be calling upon a Shu, a Quinsu, Baba Legba, the opener of the way, the Legbara. I give you this drink today. I thank you for being who you are. I ask that you continue to guide us. I ask for your presence in this channel and for your spirit to flow into everything we are going to be talking about today. Give us the understanding, overstanding, understanding, grandstanding of whatever we are going to be talking about. Always give us the ability to make the right decision in every situation, every crossroad, every point that we have to make choice. Let us always make the best choice that will be most positive and profitable for us. We ask this day and open the way of good things and prosperity, happiness and favor to come to our life this day. It's call upon Oshun, mother of fresh water, mother of life, mother of divinity, mother of procreation, mother of creativity, mother of love, of happiness. They say, he who brings water brings life, not only cola. I give you this drink today. I thank you for your personality. I thank you for your great work you are doing on this planet. I ask that you come into this channel today to bring peace, serenity, also understanding and happiness to the life of people that we partake in this video today. Take your own drink. I call upon Oya. I ask for your wisdom and your power upon this channel. I call upon Segment. I ask for your wisdom and your power as well. I call upon Anubis. I call upon Basset, Ologbuchere. I give you this drink today. I call upon Ampu, Anubis. I give you this drink. I call upon Santisma Moriete. I give you this drink. I call upon Great Spirit of Zarabanda. I give you this drink today. I ask for your presence to be in this topic today. This is a universal topic. I need to call spirits from all over the world. We call upon Aziza. We ask for your wisdom, for your power, for your blessing upon this channel. I call upon Tehuti, Shehuti. I call upon Iteru. I call upon Asa. I call upon Assets. I call upon Ofurie. I call upon Ohore. I call upon Ejurie. I call upon Ibu. I call upon great spirits of the land, great spirits of Efroto, spirits of Adlaka, spirits of Omolo, great spirit of the ancient Benin Empire. I ask for your guidance or your protection, and for your love upon us and continue to guide us. I call upon great ancestors that have done things in the past, people that are worthy of emulation in the world today, people that have moved the African race forward, people like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, Harriet Tubman, Lucky Dube, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, Julius Nyerere, Thomas Sankara, General Rawlings, Kwame Nkrumah, great people, great spirits that have been with us, and that continue to guide us. Help us this day. Let your presence, let your power be in this video, and I'll continue to be a pillar of light and support. It's worthy of emulation by people all over the world. People that died in America during the slave trade, the apartheid. We give you this drink. People that died in Australia, people that died in the African continent, Angola, Zambia, Congo, Namibia, South Africa, Nigeria, and other places. We give you this drink. People that died in Canada, people that died that nobody remember their names. We give you this drink. We ask you to rest in power. People that are in prison, that are incarcerated for no reason, just because they are black. We give you this drink today. Remember you, and we pray for the ancestors to continue to comfort you and guide you, and we ask for blessing and peace and prosperity upon your life, and we ask our ancestors, we ask our bloodline to speak for us. Ancient ancestors of Africa, speak for us. Blood of Omenibo, speak for us. Blood of Boze, speak for us. Blood of Odomake, speak for us. Blood of our people that we carry in their DNA, do not rest in peace, rest in power, and continue to prompt us and inspire us until we achieve complete freedom and emancipation in this life and in the rest. We ask this in the name of Hamen-Ra, in the name of Olodumare, in the name of Ekwensu, in the name of all our African deities and gods that stand for truth, justice, and righteousness. Isiagware. It's done. So I thank you for joining this libation, and we'll continue to ask the ancestors to guide you and to guide us and to always be with us. So that's what it be. So today we'll be talking about the issue of burying people beside the river. This is something that you will notice in Africa and many parts of the world. This is situations whereby people die. Maybe they were in a boat ride, they have a boat accident, or they went to the river to swim, and they got drowned in the river. Usually when these bodies are recovered, they are usually buried beside the river bank. Why is this so? This is the question for today. I grew up for meeting to discover this. Thank you very much, Sabrina Faye. You quick start too, but I appreciate them. Okay, let's go into the topic. Thank you. I grew up to notice this thing, and it has always been so in Africa, especially in Nigeria, and most part of the world. When people die in the boat or they went to swim, they always bury them beside the river. So when I ask the question, why is this so? They just say that it's a law in Nigeria, they say this is the law that anybody that dies in the river must be buried by the riverside, that they belong to the river. So is this really so? But as I got older, I began to do research and get deeper understanding. I later discovered that not everybody that died in the river is usually buried beside the river. Okay, there are cases that differ, and this can be attributed to many things. The main reason why there are multiple reasons why people that die in the river or in the sea are buried beside it. One reason that people attribute is the, let me start from this, common sense reason. Most times when this kind of accident happens, when people get drowned, they don't usually discover them on time. Normally, when a body gets drowned in the river, they are kind of stuck for like 24 hours. They will be under. Then most times they will get a diver to look for them. Sometimes the diver will get lucky. Sometimes they don't get lucky, but naturally after 24 hours, that body will surface, float somewhere that people will see the body, and they will get it. Most times the way they will see them, they are usually bloated, eaten by fish or other sea or river creatures, and disfigured. So most times when people see this, and due to the nature of things, especially in Africa, they will just quickly bury the body by the riverside instead of causing more stress to the family. They will just bury the body here. They just dig a ground. They don't even do any kind of they don't even get a coffin. They just bury the person and say some prayers and say they now belong to the river. Everybody go back home. But these days things are changing. It's not like before. Nowadays people use coffin to bury the people beside the river. Another reason why they do this is that they believe that every water is alive. In African spirituality, we have this belief that every water body that you see is a living entity, which is true. Water is alive. I have talked about water memory. And when you go deeper in African spirituality, we find out that we have spirits of nature, spirits of the air, spirits of water, spirits of fire, spirits of the forest. All these are the 5 elements, spirits of the 5 elements. We also have celestial being and also spirits of the dead. All these are the things that we share the planet with as humans. So in the case of the water, every water body that you see, every river, every sea, every lake, have like a head deity that is in charge, like a goddess or a god. Like, let me give an example of a country. They have a president, somebody that is in charge of that water body. Let's say the landlord, the goddess inside that river, okay, that owns that river. There's always a spirit that will be the head ansho, the don or the leader or the president. Same way we have our own system of government in the land, whereby we will have a mayor of a town, we will have a governor of a state. Every river have their own governor, okay, in African spirituality. So the governor or the leader is the god or goddess that controls the river, that lives inside, that controls the activity of that river. All the other spirits answer to them. Most times we usually name the river after the goddess. For instance, we have a River Oya in Nigeria, which is not the river, they changed it to River Niger. This is our River Niger in Nigeria. The former name was River Oya, dedicated to the goddess Oya, the goddess of storm. Now a river be that, okay? But when the white people came, they start trying to rename things that we already have. They say Mungo Park discovered River Niger. How can somebody discover something that is already in existence? It is a fallacy, it's a lie. Imagine me going to London to go and be discovering a lake in London, Lake Florence or Lake Victoria, and giving it my name. Does it make sense? Okay. Me now, we now go to America, go to Yellowstone Park. I will now say, from now, I have discovered if a west of so of Africa, I've discovered this park, and I name it if a stone park. I am the one that discovered it. Is that not stupidity? But this is what Europeans come to do in Africa. In order to destroy people totally, you have to change all their names, change the names of all their rivers, their water bodies. So River Oya was changed to River Niger. Okay, this is how you have that River Niger is supposed to be. It's the name of a goddess. We have the Oshun River in Oshun State in Nigeria, dedicated to goddess Oshun. That one, they didn't change that one. I don't know, that one refused, or maybe they didn't discover it on time to change it. So we still have River Oshun. So you're going to find many rivers have the names of the goddess inside it. Okay, it is normal. So when you go to a river to do offering in any part of the world, you should know that there is a spirit in charge. First person you want to greet is the spirit of that river, the person in charge, and you want to give him his own offering and thank him before you start doing your things to the other spirits that you want to make contact with. Okay, just like it's a way of paying respect to the deities in charge. Just like the way you visit a town, if you are a VIP, you will naturally go to the mayor or the people in charge of the place before you start doing the things you come to do. Normal thing, paying homage to who is due, giving to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So when an accident happens in the river, that people die, it is normally attributed to the deity in charge of that river. Okay, they will not say, oh, this deity is the one that killed the people because this is our domain. It's our domain. So for people to die inside this river, she must be aware, the goddess must be aware and allowed it to happen for whatever reason. And so if they will say that maybe the goddess is angry or something was not right, most times they will say some people that are not too far, they will say it's the goddess, that the goddess have to be in charge of everything to allow these people to die. So they will say for whatever reason, the river must be appeased or be cleansed, or as they have died, they now belong to that place and they must be buried there. This is not always the case. Okay, the way water is accessible is everywhere. It's accessible to everybody. Okay, anybody can go to the river to do anything. People can go there to fish. People can go there to pollute the place, to even poop. A lot of people go to poop inside rivers in Nigeria. You're going to see this is very bad. River defecation, polluting the river. This is not it, but people do it. People want to go to the rivers to do different things. And the goddess is not in support of those things. People can also go to the river to kill other people. Okay? So when something happens bad in a river, according to the people here, especially Christianity, they are looking for every way to bash African spirituality. They will always say it is the goddess of the river that killed in the juju kill him. This is not always so. Imagine that we have a governor in a state and there is crime. People are killing other people in the state. Will you say it's the governor of that state that killed the people? We know there are good and bad people living everywhere. So if I come to America tomorrow and I got mugged or robbed in New York, is it the mayor of New York that robbed me? It is not the mayor of New York. He may not even know what is happening. He's busy trying to run the city. But here, the bad elements inside are doing evil things. This is how it happens. So anytime somebody dies in a river or in a sea, it is not the fault of the god or goddess. They may not even know. Okay? In nature, nothing lives for themselves. Everything lives for other people. The sun does not shine for itself. The river produces water for other people, not for itself. Trees bear fruit for other people and animals to eat, not for themselves. You live your life to sustain other people. This is the way nature works. So good people also have access to the river and the sea, same way as bad people. Okay? So when something bad happens in the river, people go drown. It is not necessarily the fault of the deity. They say water has no enemy. There's a saying water no get enemy. But if you don't know how to swim, if you go and jump inside the water, you will die. It is not the fault of the river goddess that you died. You simply do not know how to swim, or you simply did not take the right precaution. Okay? Even if you venerate water every day, you give offering, you still did not know how to swim, you jump inside water, you will die. So it's not the fault of the deity. It is human error. It is your own fault. So when things accident happens in the river or the sea, it is not always, it's not the fault of the deity in the sea. It's not its business. Okay, when people die, like take the case of the Titanic, that popular, that when that ship hit the iceberg, is it the fault of the deity? It is human error. Same way people have accidents in the road every day. People get drunk, they drive, and they will not say it is one spirit that killed them. No, it is no spirit that killed anybody. It is simply human error. People make mistakes. Okay, same thing with river. When people have river accident, the first thing they rush is that you should don't kill them. Is the deity. The deity is a wicked deity. The deity is an evil deity. The deity always kills people in order to destroy African spirituality, to demonize it. This is not always the case, okay? People, bad things can happen anywhere, even right inside your house. People are murdered right inside their house by other human beings. So what are you going to say in that case? Okay? But the general notion is that anytime somebody dies inside the river, now the juju kill them. So therefore, the person must be buried beside. This is wrong for many reasons. Okay? This is wrong. This kind of belief, for me, is a sort of superstitious belief. But if you believe that this is the way to do it, you can still do it like that. Say this is, if somebody dies in the riverside, you must bury them by the riverside. You can. The reason why most people allow their persons to be buried beside the river is that most times when death happens, people are not always prepared for it. Many people are not prepared. Only very few people are prepared for their death. A lot of us are not prepared. Okay? One of the things in life is that you must always be prepared to die. Many people don't even want to think about death. This is why they're always having problems. So when death happens and people are shocked and they hear all these things, most people, in order to console them, they don't want to attribute things to human error. People don't want to go to jail. And people don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They will now start lying that it is the juju that killed somebody. And the next thing is that they will want to bury the people. Part of the reason is probably to hide evidence and also to just settle the case as quickly as possible and say that let the juju fight for them. Okay, now there's an advantage and disadvantage to this. Okay, let's say I am the mayor of a town. Okay, let's say I'm the mayor of Lagos or mayor of New York. Then there was a murder in my town. Somebody happened, some people were killed in a very bad way, or something happens, a crime. As I heard about this crime, it has happened. As somebody that is worthy of if that mayor is worthy of his salt, he will want to investigate that crime and arrest those crupics, the people culpable, and bring them to justice, right? And part of him kind of exonerate himself is to make sure that justice is done. So he will send the police out to investigate, to fish out those people that committed that crime and put them in jail and make sure that they face the law. This is what any respectable mayor or governor will do in the heads, right? This is how it's done. Because it is their territory. They control that territory and they don't support evil or criminals. Now, as a goddess of a river, if somebody died in the river and the goddess kind of discover that somebody came to kill somebody inside that river, quite naturally, people will blame the goddess that she allowed this to happen, right? People will blame her. It's your river, or this is your territory. Probably they will say, I venerate you, I'm used to venerate you, but you allow this to happen. If that goddess is what is sought, they will want to make sure that they also investigate and catch the people that commit that crime. Okay? So they will do everything within their power to make sure that the people that committed that evil in the river does not go scot-free. Okay? So they will want to investigate. Part of the investigation is that they will want to take responsibility for this person that have died, which includes taking the spirit of the soul of this person into their own care, making this person become part of their kingdom, and also fighting or bringing the people that killed them to justice. So most times the goddess might request that the body of the person be buried close to the river, or the people that have this, the family of that person, we choose to bury this body at the side of the river, so that it will serve as a reminder to the deity in the river that this person died, his body is here, help us to fight the killers, so that justice will be done. So that we bury this person beside the grave, beside the river. And as the spirits, the deity, every day they see this grave beside, it will be a constant reminder that this person died here. And the people that killed the person is still out there. They need to be brought to justice. So they will quickly want to do everything within their power to make sure that they avenge the deaths of this person that have died in the river. So the grave being beside the river will be a constant reminder of what happens. So as far as they are seeing that grave every day, they will not be happy. This is another reason why people are buried beside the river. Okay. Then people are also buried beside the river too, whereby these are cases of people that may have been rejected, or the stress of taking them to somewhere to where they belong to is too much. They will say, okay, let's just bury them beside the river. Okay, they'll just say, no need to go far. This it's too expensive to carry them home. There are many times people die abroad, and there are people, their family members say, just bury them there. No need to bring them home anymore. The cost of transporting the corpse, we don't want to go through that. We already know that the person dies, and bury them there. Okay, they not belong to the river. They are part of their family. They will just bury the person there. Then they leave the case for God or for whoever they are living in the hands of a higher power. These sort of things happens. Okay, so these are some of the reasons why people bury their dead ones at the side of the river. But there are some cases too whereby people will say, no, this person have died, we must take them home. We don't care anything. Maybe this person is a big person, you have children, or they are somebody important in society, and they have a river incident, and some people will say, we must bury our people ourselves. We don't care about any deity or whatever. You can still take the people to your home. That does not matter. But in some cases, it's best to kind of do some rites. If you practice African spirituality, there are some rites that have to be done. And maybe some of the person's belongings will still have to be buried beside the river. As I said, that's a reminder. And the body will be taken home to wherever they want to take it to. Okay, it's not every time you must bury beside the river. Beside, the disadvantage of burying beside the river is that the dead body, they might pollute the water. This is a major case in some communities in Nigeria, whereby they have buried too much people by the river bank, and the fermentation of the dead bodies is now seeping into the water body and causing sicknesses. There was a time about 80 people or close to 100 people died in a boat accident, and the community insists that all of them have to be buried by the river, and they dug grave and they buried everybody by the river bank, and the flood came and the whole river was polluted. So this is something that people need to look into. And some people are now advocating that if you want to do river burials like this, it should be at least 100 feet from the river, so that the decomposing body will not find a way to seep back into the water to pollute the water for people to drink. So this is a problem now in Africa, especially in Nigeria. Too much people are being buried beside rivers, and they are not buried properly. They are buried very close to the river, and when they decompose, the fermentation seeps into the river to kill people or to pollute the river. This is another issue. So water burial needs to be considered as well. In some other cultures, you will discover that people are being buried. They will just put the coffin straight into the water as well. This can also be another situation of pollution. But once again, people will argue that fishes die all the time inside the river and the sea, and they decompose inside the sea and the river. And how about that case? So that should be another topic for another day. But one thing you will find that people practice this culture all over the world. It's not only in Africa. In the military, the navy, most times when they die, they are buried in the sea. They will put the body in a coffin and do a ceremony and throw the coffin into the sea. Is that not also pollution? But people see it like a natural way to go. There are people that really want to be buried in the sea. These are people that love the sea so much and they spend all their life in the sea. They believe they are spiritually connected to the sea. There are some people that don't even wish to be buried in land. They hate the land so much. They want to be buried in the sea with the hope of reincarnating back as a fish or as a dolphin or a shark. They have this kind of belief. I don't know if it will work for them. Sorry. But there are people with this kind of thinking, this kind of orientation. And they do this sea burial for them where they just sink the coffin inside. The American Navy, I know that they do this kind of things, and they do it in Nigeria as well. Okay. So it all depends on what you believe, actually. Okay. It all depends on what you believe. So it's not necessary that if somebody died in the river or the sea, they'll have to be really buried beside. Okay. There are things that you need to follow. The situation of how the person died is an issue. How the person died. Did somebody kill them in that river? Was it negligence? Was it human error? Was it stupidity? Or how did it happen? All these things need to be considered. Then when thinking if you are going to bury the person beside the river. One reason why people don't like to bury their people beside the river, especially if they are from big families, they don't want the family people to forget about the deaths. So they will want to bury the person in a place where they can be seeing the grave. They can have easy access to the grave. Maybe they'll choose to bury the person in their family compound. And they want that kind of thing. So they will not bury that person beside the river. If it happens in a far place, something very far from the home, you leaving the body there, and that person have children, it might cause difficulty in the future. If you can be able to carry that body to your hometown, you have the capacity, you have the money. If you can do it, we advocate you do it. Because most time, if you bury that person there, you don't know what will happen within the next 100 years, even the next 20 years. Nobody will remember that person too by the riverside. The person will just disappear like they never existed. So if you feel you have capacity, you can do some rituals by the river and then you carry the body to your village to go and bury it wherever you want to bury it. It is still allowed. Okay? You can do that if you want to do that. So it's not necessarily the case that they must bury the person beside the river if they die there. It's a matter of choice. Maybe the person's last wishes is not to be buried in this kind of place. So you go and bury the person beside the river and they don't want to be buried there. They may not be happy even if they are dead. So all these things need to be taken into consideration. Okay, you cannot force somebody to belong to something they don't want. Okay, maybe the person doesn't practice African spirituality in his lifetime, and you go and bury them beside the river is something else. Or maybe the person does not like that place that they died. They wish for their body to be interred. They want to be closer home. All those things need to be considered. In that case, they need to do some oracle or consultations or divinations to find out what the person's spirit will want. If the spirit wants to be buried beside the river, they bury it there. If the spirit wants to be taken home, they take them home. All these things need to be considered. Okay, it's not necessarily the case that if the person died by the river, they must be buried there. There are things that need to be taken into consideration. Okay, there are some people that live abroad, but they don't wish to be buried abroad. They wish that when they die, their body is taken back to their hometown, taken back to Africa to be buried there. There are some people that don't care. They say, okay, you can bury me with the hope that maybe they want to be part of that community in the future, or they want to have their roots there. Maybe they have children there. they want to hopefully reincarnate in that place. So they might decide to be buried in that very place there. So everybody have their own plan, their own mindsets of how they want to live their life, how they want to die, how they want to be buried. So irrespective of where they died. So these things should be taken into consideration. Okay, these things needs to be taken into consideration. So it's not necessarily the case that if somebody died by the river, you must bury them by the river. Okay, so I beg to differ on this. So this is my own view on the situation. I am sure many traditionalists will argue against it, saying they must be buried there. No, they must not be buried there. Okay, so everybody have a way to do their own thing. This is my own opinion. I will also like to know your own opinion as well. Okay, so this is what I have to say today on this topic. If you have any questions or comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell close to the subscribe button, so you'll be the first to get my videos as soon as I release them. And of course, if you have not gotten my book, you need to get this book. This is on quantum physics and African spirituality. This is a book that is written to empower you, to enlighten you, to elevate you, and to push you into the next level of your spiritual development. This is a book that is written on the origins of quantum physics, which is the most advanced science we have in the world right now. This is the science that they use to manufacture microchips, microcomputers, quantum computers, and different advanced technologies. So if you want to know about the origin of this science and how it relates to African spirituality, this is a very good book. This is a book that ties African spirituality and science together. So in this book, you're going to be reading about the atomic structure. You're going to be learning about Gargut, the Grand Unified Almighty Theory. You're going to be knowing so many things about melanin. What is melanin? What is dark matter? What is 666? You're going to know so many things about time and space travel, and negative space, negative particles in space, how they exist, the plasma rim, the quantum rim. You need this book. This book will help you simplify so many things about African spirituality, so that you don't see it as evil, you don't see it as demonic or fetish. You can be able to apply this to any aspect of your life, and the essence of learning all these things is to make this earth a paradise. Okay, so this is a very powerful book. This is the first book written on quantum physics in the history of Nigeria, and I wrote this book. So if you want to know how it relates to African spirituality, this should be your first point of reference. Okay, then you build from that. So you get this book, it's just $50. Very powerful book. Then if you want to learn how to do spells, this one will bring you up to speed. Walking in the Shadow of the Gods contains over 200 spells and formulas that you can use for different aspects of your life. We have spell for love, for health, for wealth, for protection, prosperity. Everything is here. This book will help you, give you the wisdom of the gods. It will teach you how to do things by yourself. Okay, it's designed to empower you. Okay, to free you, to give you capacity. So you need to get this book. It's just $100. Okay, collect this book now. Both of them are $200 plus shipping. I have give you discounts. Okay, so please get this book, and if you want to do your spell work, law spell, exit sparks, oracle, tarot readings, I do all those things. Then if you want to buy your spiritual products, your spiritual oils and herbs, soap, or meditation beads, I sell all those things as well. Apart from that, I thank you very much. If you also want to learn African spirituality, my website is River of Knowledge. I teach it in a way that is very easy to understand, and you're going to learn so many things here. This is the River of Knowledge. I invite you to swim with us. Here we drink knowledge, we eat it, we bath with it, and we do everything with it. So come and join us here, subscribe to the channel, and share this channel for people that are looking for authentic African spirituality teachings and wisdom. You're going to get it on this channel. I post a lot of write-ups every day, interesting write-ups from different authors. You're going to learn so many things by reading the articles. by watching the videos. Before you even decide you want to come into the inner class, you're going to be inundated with African knowledge and wisdom on this place. So this is where we are in the business of empowering and emancipating people. Okay, so this is the place that you need to be. So please share this channel and follow up, continue to update yourself, and continue to keep the fire burning. So we move. So apart from that, I thank you very much, and those people that have been supporting me, I also thank you as well. People that have been helping me, patronizing me, and doing the work, the actual work of improving themselves, of making a difference in their family, in their community. And this work, I thank you very much for making this decision. There's a lot of sacrifice. Because of what you people have been doing, the world is changing. People are now waking up. It's not all about wasting time anymore. Drinking, partying, smoking, doing all sort of nonsense. Studying, getting knowledge of self, transforming your life is what really matters now. Adapting and making positive impacts for the future generation. This is what really matters. For those people that have taken upon this part of spirituality, I thank you very much. It's a challenge. Many things our mates are doing, wasting their, you are not doing all those things. So these are the sacrifice. Okay, you are not wasting your time venerating white supremacy. You are not doing stupidity. You are actually studying, building yourself. We are doing this today for a better tomorrow. So these are the sacrifice you are doing. Okay, for that I thank you, and you will also get the reward of what you are doing. It's not easy, but it's our destiny. So I thank you very much for taking the decision to learn, come to this channel, to be watching these videos, absorbing this knowledge. It's not an easy thing. When you should be doing tweaking videos and eating junk food, misbehaving, doing cool buffoonery, you are actually learning. Yeah. So I'm happy for you people. Okay, you are going to get the reward of that very, very soon. So I thank you very much, and I'm very grateful. And I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.